there's only so much your body can do if you're not supplementing your hormones after a certain age. And when you see guys that fucked with steroids most of their life and then tried to operate off of them, you have real problems just kick-starting your endocrine system.
Except for our boy Overeem. That motherfucker said, testing,
no.
what's up?
Well, he's figured out a way to get down to 240 pounds. He's younger a little bit than Vitor, first of all, but he's figured out a way to get down to 240, and maybe he doesn't have as much power. But I think what he's realizing now is technically, like as a striker, he is at a fucking very high level.
He's more technical than anyone in the UFC.
Donald Cerrone was
He's
saying
made
that.
mistakes. He's made mistakes in some of his fights, and mistakes in his approaches, mistakes in like how big he tried to be, or running out of gas, like in the Travis Brown fight when Travis caught him with that front kick to the face. He would try to finish guys off, and he didn't finish that guys off. He'd kind of be fucked.
And now, he's relying on skills.
It was also with Winklejohn. That fucking Jackson team, man, there's a lot of great people for him to train with.
He's relying on skills. I'm just saying now that he's one of the guys where you see drug testing kick in, and obviously he looks completely different.
Yes.
But now he has to adapt the way he fights. He has more skills in the heavyweight division than anyone else when it comes striking. A K1 champion,
else.
It's not even close.
Grand Prix. He won the Grand
Not
Prix.
even fucking close.
Donald
He's beat some of the
Cerrone was
best in
saying
the
that
world.
his technique is so fun to watch, and Donald will spar with him and says he just learns watching the guy.
But this is what I'm saying is he's a guy where this strict drug testing kicks in. You can see a physical change, and he's still doing well.
Well, he's better.
He's better.
He fights more cautiously, doesn't he?
Yes, he's fighting really smart.
I'd say smarter, not cautiously, way smarter. Because he used to come in like a meathead because he had so much power.
Yeah, exactly. And that allowed him to get clipped. And I think that when you're seeing him fight now, like especially, perfect example is Junior Dos Santos. Like he knocked Junior Dos Santos out, and a lot of people are like, God, maybe he's done. You know, maybe he's just not the same anymore. And then Junior comes back and fights Ben Rothwell and looks better than he's ever looked.
Yep.
So Junior looked fantastic, and then you realize, oh, Overeem's fucking good.
Yep.
He's good.
So explain to me why Grand Prix K1 champion is just so much better.
It's the biggest of the big of all, especially at the time when he did it. It doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
But at the time when he won it, it was Badr Hari, Gokhan Saki, the fucking best
in the
of
world.
the best.
Really?
Peter Ertz, these guys like that won it. The guys that were
Badr
there.
Hari, I mean,
And he won it. And
Jerome
he won.
LeBanner, Ernesto Hoost. When you go back to like the history of K1, goddamn, Andy Hoog, some of the greatest strikers of all time. The most entertaining, exciting, wild, crazy fights between heavyweights, and they would knock each other out all the time. All
Peter
the
Art,
time.
Sam Schilt. I mean, you got some monsters.
Oh
man.
my God, Semi Schilt. Good luck
Mark
trying to get
Hunt.
in on that guy.
He was
7
7
feet
foot.
tall,
Could kick.
Kyokushin, and he would front kick the shit out of you.
How the fuck did he not play professional basketball?
Well, dude, he was such a good kickboxer. I just wish there was more money in kickboxing.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
7 feet tall.
Do you remember when Karatanov took him down and mounted him and just punched him in his same eye over and over again? He was screaming.
You bet your sweet ass I
Dude,
do.
that was one of the most disturbing finishes of a fight. Karatanov took Semi Schilt
Murder
down,
at the
got
time.
on top of him. Karatanov was a monster.
Scared the shit out of me.
He was very scary because some Russian military dude, and he was beating Semi Schilt like he was torturing a prisoner. Like, I'm not even kidding, man. He found he isolated him, got on top of him, pinned him down, and then kept hitting him in his cut eye. He had
The same eye, though.
Yeah, the same eye, just hitting the same eye. And Semi Schilt was just screaming at one point.
Prisoner of war style.
Yeah.
Like, you had some info that fucking our boy needed.
It wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. There was something crazy about it.
Oh, no.
It was like, whoa.
Then he came into Strikeforce and did work, too. Remember that?
Well, we thought Arlovsky was done after he smushed Arlovsky. Remember?
Yeah,
I mean, he
knocked him out against the fence.
Murked Arlovsky. I mean, he's a K1 striker.
Yeah.
Karatanov's a beast.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the best of K1. You know, he gets beat by the best guys in K1, but he's at a super high level. His striking is no fucking joke.
For MMA, it was really good, too, because he did a lot of boxing and had good defense.
Beat the fuck out of Overeem.
Wow.
Beat the
brakes
fuck
off
out
him.
of Overeem. Knocked him out standing.
So-
Cracked him, had him running away from him. And then he folds against the
And then when they
ropes and
bought
KOs
Strikeforce,
him.
they just never moved him over.
Yeah, I guess not. I wonder what happened. I think he had some injuries for a while too. I believe he had some issues, and he gained a lot of weight because of it. Remember, he got real heavy.
Yeah, because he lost in the heavyweight Grand Prix that DC won. Remember that? He was in that.
Yeah.
And he lost.
What do you think is
Who
going to
did he
happen?
I want to say Barnett.
Huh.
And Barnett beat him. Am I right on that, Jimmy? Am I going crazy?
I don't remember that fight. What, I don't remember
What do you think is going to happen when Stipe fights Overeem?
That's next, I think,
knows?
100%.
I think
Because if you look at
Yeah.
their scheduling too, they both fought around the same time. Overeem's next. He's won 4 in a row. He's the guy for the job. They're both there.
I think
And strength.
there's too much mass behind you that you're asking small limbs or small digits to control, and then also too much of your heart has got to pump too much blood through that tissue. There's like a point of diminishing returns when it comes to size.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the things that you saw when you'd see Cain Velasquez fight guys. Cain Velasquez has always been in that sweet spot of about 240. 240 to me is about as big as you want to get. Because the guys over 240, man, they might fuck you up in the first few minutes, but you take them into that 4th and 5th minute of the first round, and then they're huffing and puffing, and then in the second round, they're getting their asses kicked. And the Cain Velasquez storm was one of the more fascinating things to watch in all my years of the UFC, because he was a heavyweight that had the cardio of a lightweight.
Yep.
But he was, again, 240 pounds.
A well-marbled 240
Yeah.
pounds. So he's not like he was a lean.
No.
You know, he had some. He always looks a little bit.
He had a lot of
like
Mexican
extra
food.
weight. Yeah, he had some rice and beans on his
You would
ass.
see Cain eating lunch, you would be like, for real? Like, you're like one of the elite heavyweights ever.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there with fucking 10 tacos and shit.
And you know, that's a talent too. Having that kind of sustained energy is a talent. Just like some guys are super flexible, and some guys are super strong and explosive, and some guys just have that. They have that range. And what is it? It's medium twitch muscles, right? It's medium twitch.
Slow twitch, yeah.
Well, no, there's
not?
there's slow
There's two.
twitch, which is I'm a marathoner,
Right.
and then there's fast twitch, which is I'm an Olympic weightlifter. But in recent years, they've said there's actually something in the middle, medium twitch, which is I'm strong, but I can go for a long time.
That's interesting. I didn't know about that. But it makes sense.
And that's what a guy like Cain is, because Cain, like you said, I mean, for him to be able to get in there and go 5 rounds pushing around another guy that weighs 260 pounds,
Yeah.
that's beast mode right there.
There's a lot going on with Cain. I think one thing is going on is genetics. He has incredible genetics, and they like Bob Cook would tell me that Cain would be out for months, like he had an injury and come back and just outwork everybody. Like he'd just have insane cardio. So maybe it's also that his base was so rock solid that his out of shape for 3 months is everybody else's, peak condition.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why he was able to overwhelm so many people. But also, like, when you see Cain execute things, he's never straining. Like,
Yeah.
Cain, everything is perfect technique. There's no grunting and forcing anything. There's no, like, crazy looks on his face and, windmill punches. Everything is clean and crisp, and it's all, like, very efficient movements.
He's a machine, and obviously that comes from training hard. And is that training hard too hard? Has he been training too hard? Is that why he's all dinged up and missing fights because of injuries?
Well, there's also like the mind. Like his mind is so strong that he's able to overcome the feeling of pain. But sometimes like elite athletes, especially fighters, they can't distinguish between what is just like dings, like everybody gets dinged up, but something that's a significant injury. Like, hey, you've got a compromise in the structure of your body. If you keep pushing it, you're going to blow this knee out. You're going to fuck this disc up. You're going to need surgery. And Cain's had a gang of surgeries now. Shoulder, knees, back. And now, he's been out for quite a while with this most recent back issue. So it sucks because, in my opinion, it's like him and Fedor. Those are the 2 greatest heavyweights of all time.
Interestingly, similar body style.
Yeah.
230, 240, well marbled.
Yeah. Yeah, Fedor at his peak had like the ultimate dad bod. He had like a dad that used to play rugby, But would fuck guys up.
They'd post those videos though of him training in Russia, running with his buddies and swinging kettlebells, and you're like, yeah, this guy works hard.
Oh yeah,
hard,
no doubt. He just probably ate shitty food.
Yeah, just
and tons of it, But it's also like their methodology is just different. I mean, he was like very, very old school with his methods. Like he was doing kettlebells, but way before CrossFit or anything came to America. I mean, there's an old school picture. See if you could find it, Jamie. Back when he was jacked, like he got smaller as his career went on because he stopped doing strength and conditioning as his body got older and focused more on skill work. But there's this ancient picture, not ancient, but there's this picture of him standing there shirtless around a bunch of kettlebells.
Kettlebells, yeah. I remember that
like
picture.
2001 or something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think that he really had was he had a good his skill, in my mind, was that he was a really good grappler. He's a really good striker. But the way he mixed them together,
Yeah.
you would see him just like hit somebody in the face and then judo throw him and then arm